Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Elle Studio, and I have this project to share with you. It is actually a National Scrapbook Day challenge, so happy National Scrapbook Day. So the challenge is to stamp a long title on your layout. And for the challenge, you have to use at least one Elle Studio product. So today, Elle has released 5 new stamp sets. I am using 2 of those to stamp my long title. So using the Sam alphabet stamp, I am stamping pork pie. And then, so it's actually a long title. So this is the second part of the title. The first part of the title I'm going to stamp with the Jenny alphabet stamp, and that is going to say calling all expats. So if you lived overseas, were born and grew up overseas, so overseas being not in the U.S., you are an expat. And if you lived in a English colony, and or England, the UK, you would know what a pork pie is. And it is a very big deal. We have a pie shop here. They bake both savory and sweet pies. And the owner, actually the husband, Neil, is from New Zealand. And so he makes sausage rolls and lamingtons and other things that you've probably seen me scrapbook about that are a part of my childhood, having a English mom and going and visiting my grandmother in the UK. So that's what the title of this layout is. So the rest of the layout I am scrapbooking with the April kit and the food kit. There will be lots of use of this. I know you will see a lot of that. And then I'm using these newly released stamps to stamp the title there. So be sure to head over to the Elle Studio Facebook group and check out my challenge. And if you do decide that you want to play along, that is where you will also leave a photo in order to be eligible to win $50 gift certificate to Elle Studio. I mean, come on, I think there are 3 of them up for grabs. That is a really awesome prize, y'all. And then you could buy some of these new stamps. They are super awesome. Also released today are some labels. So they're not print and cut. They're actually print and manually die cut. So if you have the label dies, there's 2 sets of label dies now. The metal dies, you can run them through your die cut machine and not have to have a silhouette or a Cricut in order to do that. And that is super cool because I think it comes in 35 colors. So here you can see at the top right corner of my screen right now is the hot pink. There are 3 shades of pink: a light pink, pink, and dark pink. And pretty remarkable for me, who doesn't like pink, that I have printed all 3. And I'm actually going to use, you can see them there. I also printed the gray ones, but I did not use them. So I have fussy cut the knife, fork, and spoon here from the pocket card, and I'm going to adhere those down to the sticker that came from the pork pie to make that look like the plate. And I'm adhering them with double-sided foam, and I will speed through that so you do not have to watch that entire process. There is an awful lot of foam used on this particular layout here. So yes, speed foam application and cutting and removal. So you can see the title, that is the challenge. And then I have my wallet size collage of pictures there. So that is the Instagram announcement, us outside of the shop picking up the pie, and then cutting into the pie, and then the proper pie itself. So that pattern paper is pinky red, and it's very subtle, as is the yellow, and so I want to have a little bit more contrast to the page. And so I'm going to add that contrast by using those labels as well as those black puffy stickers that come with the collection there. I am going to do a little bit of a Suzanna shuffle here because I put down these labels, not really, they were more just decor to the page. I do that a lot with labels. And then I decided that I was going to put "Let's Eat" on there, and it's remarkable how long it took me to figure out how I was going to place "Let's Fit" on there. And so that is what you're going to see me doing my shuffle, figuring out. I knew I wanted them on the labels. Why I didn't just shift the label in the first place, I don't know. Sometimes you have to be careful when you've printed things, because if you do stick stuff over it, the adhesive pulls up the ink, depending on the substrate that you use to print that with. So yeah, so I was worried actually, and especially when you pull up with the double-sided foam, you sometimes get warp in the paper, and so I was worried about pulling that up. I've also been using a lot of my Scotch ATG lately, and that definitely pulls up the paper behind it too. I'm not used to scrapping with that strong an adhesive, and so I have to get used to that again. So there's the shuffle done and over. I will tell you off camera, I believe it's off camera, I am going to use a yellow label underneath that with one of the smiley faces that come from the collection. I realized after the fact that really the only yellow on there is going to be that piece of ledger paper, as well as some of the mini hearts that came with the kit that month. I wanted to add a little bit more yellow to it. I also really wanted to add a little bit more balance on that right-hand side of the page. So with those two labels and the pork pie title, it wasn't quite, it's truncated compared to the length of those two pieces of paper on the center and the left-hand side of the page. So I wanted to bring it down just a little bit more. And so those labels afforded me the ability to do that. So just a fun foodie layout, and presenting to you my challenge for National Scrapbook Day. There's another one of those print and die cut labels, the hot pink one on the left-hand side over there. And then the little pink one that I put underneath Best Meal under that black sticker at the bottom, that is also one of the print and cuts. So I used 3 of them on this page, but I have printed, I think I've already printed something like 12 of the colors, and I'm a label lover. That's my hashtag, label lover. I think if you go and follow that hashtag, that is mostly me. Or lately, that is mostly me, if it's scrapbook related, that's in there, because I totally love labels. And I've got a lot of layouts where I use a fair amount of them, and I use them for all kinds of things. So be sure to check out that hashtag too if you're looking for ideas for labels. So that is going to wrap it up, my friends. Be sure and I'd love to see what you create with my challenge, and if you have these new stamps, enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.